I couldn't ever marry like a really tall guy. I'm just going to say it.
You just said it.
I just think about like how tall guys, I'm friends with so many tall guys. Even if I was in love with them, like I something would break down for me because I like that we fit.
It's good to know.
Hey everyone, it's Chloe. I'm back. I missed y'all. I want to know if you have pre-ordered Jennie's new book. Did you know that she has a new book coming out? It is called The Lie You Don't Know You Believe. And it comes out March 3rd everywhere, but you can pre-order it right now. And pre-orders are super important. And we're going to be giving you a ton of awesome stuff, free stuff in the coming months when you pre-order. If there was a single core lie that was affecting your entire life and you didn't even know it, wouldn't you want to dig in and figure out what that was? For me right now, I am still hitting up against the same things, like the same thought patterns, the same behaviors, the same way I'm relating to people. And even my counselor this week was like, but what's the thing beneath the thing? Jennie has absolutely nails on this one. This book is grounded in scripture, and it is the most practical way to like drill down into how am I seeing myself? How am I even viewing God in my relationships? And how could that all maybe be tied to something that I'm not even aware of? So you're not going to want to miss this one. The Lie You Don't Know You Believe comes out March 3rd. Go pre-order it today and you will get the lowest price guarantee. So when it comes out, you're going to get it on your doorstep. You won't even have to think about it.
Zack Allen, y'all. Zack Allen's in the house. You're always my most popular guest. It makes me think you should be on a podcast all the time.
Well, no, because I like the mystery. I think that's why.
You think you feel mysterious to
people hear you and see you all the time, and they've got to wonder who married that girl. Who does she live
everyone
with?
Is wondering
who is her husband, and so that's why. So there's just this intrigue when they see Jennie Allen's husband is the guest.
That's it. That's the bottom line. That's what you've decided.
Well, that gets them there.
And then what happens next?
Sometimes I say some things that are helpful.
Y'all, he takes so much credit for everything I do. You think you write my books with me, even though you don't even read them until they're almost done. And then you make them a little bit better, and you do. And then you add some one-liners and you're like, our book, I helped write it. You take a little credit.
Well, there was one time when we were doing a breakout session somewhere together, and someone asked me the question, Zack, when are you going to write books? And I said, well, I've written 3 of them. I just put Jennie's name on it.
Such a lie. That was not even funny.
So I got into trouble.
To beat you up. Yeah.
So you don't even let me participate anymore because you don't want me taking credit.
Oh, that's not true. You do have such wisdom, and I always want you to speak into it. And there's really not much I do that you don't speak into and help with. That's for sure. I'm going to give you some credit, baby.
Thank you. I love doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's tell everybody a little bit about us.
Okay.
We've been married a long time. We don't know exactly. We forgot.
We're going to say 28 years.
Okay. We've been married 28 years. I don't know if that's right or not.
1997.
Okay. And we have 4 kids. The story goes, I actually did a marriage post today on Instagram.
Perfect.
And I talked about the beginning of our marriage and how it was hard and how good it is now. It's so good now.
It is great.
I think everyone should be jealous of us.
I do too.
We're really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We annoy our kids good.
Yeah. They don't have, I hope they have a better marriage than we do, but I don't know.
They probably won't. I know.
But no great marriage has become great unless they've suffered, unless they've gone through really hard stuff together. And so we've had to fight for it.
Yeah.
By God's grace.
It definitely hasn't always been great.
No. By God's grace.
I wanted to kill you.
You did.
I did.
Are we going to start there? Are we going to start?
Let's start with the good.
With the good.
Yeah.
What about how you fell in love with me?
No, I want to hear No, why don't you tell me, everybody, how you fell in love with me?
Well, you ask me to do that all the time.
I do.
Just when I'm with you. Like, tell me why you love me. And I have to come up with that story. But
you have to come up.
I don't have to make it up. But I have to think, like, why in the moment right now do I love you?
Yeah.
So
you have a lot.
Why don't you start? That's true. So why don't you start?
I mean,
how did we meet? When you saw me at first, the first time you saw me, did you know?
No, you were, no way, Jose. I was in love with a guy that was a 5th year senior. I was a sophomore at Arkansas. We were summer camp and you weren't even a freshman yet. I wasn't a sophomore yet, but you weren't even a freshman yet. And so I thought you were cute. I thought you were like a cute little kid is what I thought about you.
I was just one of the boys.
For sure. Oh, there were many. And you were the low on the list.
Okay. But I mean, that lasted weeks maybe before something started to change.
Well, you thought that I was so flirty with you, but I was just flirty with everybody.
Right.
So that was just the facts.
Right. But let's move forward because it was only a few weeks into you having met me that something started to change with you to me.
No, that's not true. You think it did because I was more flirty. I didn't think anything until you asked me on a date and you came to pick me up and you wore a long sleeve polo shirt with your sleeves rolled up and you were looking good. And I was like, oh, he's cute. And that was the first minute that I remember thinking, actually, this is fun. I like this guy. And then we had the best first date. So you really, I was kind of humoring you until our first date. And then we got stuck in traffic in Branson and we both had been doing the devotional.
My Utmost for His Highest.
Oswald Chambers.
Yes.
And I pulled it out and like you had context for it. And you were like having a great conversation around what you were learning spiritually. And I was like, gosh, I haven't dated guys that were spiritually as mature as it felt like you were in that moment. And yeah, that was pretty true.
I think the words we used where it felt like the Holy Spirit was playing ping pong with our conversation as we were talking about that book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty special.
And then was that the night we hugged? And
we hugged at the end of
we hugged at the end of that date when you were dropping me off. And I said, we fit.
Yeah.
I still think that all the time.
Good.
We fit.
Good.
I couldn't ever marry like a really tall guy. I'm just going to say it for all the short guys out there.
You just said it.
I know. Like, I just think about like how tall guys, I'm friends with so many tall guys, Brian McCormick, Matt Chandler, JP. And I'm like, I just couldn't be married to a man that tall. Like, even if I was in love with him, like I something would break down for me because I like that we fit.
It's good to know.
I mean, that's going to be the clip that they put on social
for sure.
media.
For sure. Well, and then the other part about it is I had a camcorder on not just our first date, but our first date and our second date that I captured. And so
cheesy.
You know, the other thing.
Is it on a DVD now?
Oh, it's on a DVD.
VHS. You had to clip VHS. I don't even understand how you did that.
The other thing. So you and I went on essentially 3 dates. We were together 3 separate times the summer of 1995. And we felt like boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. Like we felt like God was saying, you need to date, do it long distance. You were at the University of Arkansas cheering. I was headed to a little school in East Tennessee called Carson Newman to play football. So we were 11 hours apart. Email had just barely started taking shape. But and phone bills were so expensive.
There's all these 20-somethings listening to you right now, and you are speaking a foreign language.
I know.
They literally don't know what you're talking about.
So this is what you sent. You started writing in. This was a prayer journal that you would write in for a couple weeks, and then you would send it through the U.S. mail, and it would land, and I would then write in it.
Is it dusty?
It's not dusty, no. But I mean, it's
we haven't opened that in a minute.
It's about half full.
My handwriting was better back then.
And
we were so romantic.
Reading this, I should have paid more attention. I didn't know what I was getting into.
I showed my cards.
Oh gosh.
I was very emotional,
Well,
spiritual, drama. What
you were just a lot.
was?
Yeah.
I can't wait to
You were
see
like,
this.
I'm not going to read it because it's
Oh, you should read a little.
so cheesy.
Oh, please. Let's gross everybody out.
You know,
Maybe our kids will have this one day and they can
I
listen
actually think though,
our grandkids.
what
Do it for our grandkids.
what you
that don't
glued
exist yet.
in the insert was the prayer by Saint Anthony called "Believe and Be Satisfied."
Oh yeah, that was funny.
And it really just it helped form the foundation of our
You
relationship.
need to go look that up, everybody. Are you gonna read that?
I could read like a little bit of
That's
it.
not what the people want. The people don't want the nice poem. The
Okay.
people want the cheese of our relationship.
Do you want me to read your kind of first like intro
This was
entry?
my vision I'm catching.
Zack, I love your heart. I want to know it as much as God allows this. This is our book, all three of us.
So cheesy.
We're here.
Oh my gosh,
It's a piece of my heart on paper and something we can share. Write in it for a while and send it back my way. I praise God for you and your heart.
You were cheesier than me. Way to throw me under the bus. And I put a little cross.
Little cross with Jenny. Yeah, there were times though that I would be coming back from football practice as a freshman and just so weak in the knees because all I wanted to do was write in this and talk to you and not play football. So
It's really cute.
we fell really,
see
really
it.
hard.
Yeah, we did. We did. And so one thing that I think is fun to talk about, I'm going to fast forward just a little bit to when we got engaged because we were so young. And I remember when we got engaged, I still wasn't 100% sure.
Okay, we're going to go there.
And I had a lot of doubts because I just was like, how do you say yes to somebody for the rest of your life? That just feels impossible to be sure. And I think that's comforted a lot of people because I walked through a season of having a ring on my finger and feeling like I wasn't sure. And I remember we were up in the Smokies because that's where you were in school. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Smoky Mountains, they were pretty.
Yes.
And we were hiking and I think we had a blanket and you fell asleep for a little while. And I laid there and just prayed God, please show me if this isn't it. And I wrote all of these things that I saw in scripture about what a man of character looks like. And you were all those things. And so I had to just trust that even though I wasn't sure, I had to trust that you would take care of me and that God, I wasn't in disobedience. There was no red flag. There was no even real big yellow flag. It was just my own fear or my own doubt if it was right or not. Because we dated long distance the whole time, so we barely knew each other. So then we get married, and that's crazy because we don't know each other. And we move in together. And on the honeymoon, I don't even, you're asleep, and I'm not even comfortable enough with you to wake you up because we barely spent that much time together.
So we had not turned 21 yet.
We were children.
We were
got
still
married at
20. And we needed one more month before we turned 21. But we had a relative pay for our honeymoon. So we were in Hawaii as 20-year-olds. Wasn't old enough to rent a normal rental car.
Yeah.
We had
our Jeep had a hole in it.
Yeah, we could see the road as we were driving.
Janky place.
But you wanted a Jeep. And we got to that nice resort and I was taking a nap. You wanted to.
We were jet lagged and then we had a nice dinner reservation and I dressed up, got all ready. Yeah. And then I went to wake you up and you were and then rolled over. And I was like, I'm scared of you. Yeah. And so I sat in my fancy dress on the floor.
Did you call your mom?
Bagels and cream cheese.
Did you call your mom at that point?
No. And I think maybe the next day I might've gone downstairs. I didn't call my mom. Maybe I did, but I called one of my best friends and I was like, what have I done? I don't even know this guy, but it didn't get easier. It got worse from there. We had a really rough start. Our first 5 years, I would say, were just really hard.
They weren't. They were.
But that's a different podcast.
Yeah.
We've already talked about our
They
marriage.
were great.
Go back and listen. We'll add it in the links.
By 5 years, we had
5 years was great.
2 kids and
Oh my gosh.
almost a
We were
third.
just still kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We grew up fast.
We did. So you either get married young and grow up, or you grow up and then get married. And we were the former.
Yeah. Yeah. And there were parts about that were just hard.
Yeah.
But back to the end of the story,
Today?
I just want to go give people hope. Like, I think that's what I felt this morning when I was writing that post was people give up in the years that are the hardest.
Let's talk about what are those years like.
I think it was toddlers and young kids
Yeah.
because it's just so demanding. Like what it requires of you, it's so intense. And it was hard to have margin to be thoughtful of each other and to care about each other. And then we weren't emotionally connecting. Like we did 2 full years of every week counseling
Mm-hmm.
when we'd been married for 5 years, around then.
Yeah.
And that changed everything because then we were able to help each other and meet each other's needs. Until then, it was like we were just missing each other.
Yeah. Well, we didn't mean to start our family as soon as we did, but we did. And so, one, we got married young. And then 2 years later, we are a family of 3 and Connor is born. And at the same time, we have just graduated from college and are starting life. Like we got thrown in and life just happening. So I've got to work a job. I've got to have health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Responsibility just took over. And that season didn't stop for the next 10 years. So those are taxing seasons. It's taxing on a wife and a mom.
We know so many people that have divorced in those years. And I'm always like, just hang on a little longer.
Right.
But I mean, you have to do the work. I don't think we would be what we are just because the pressure let up if we hadn't really done a lot of counseling. And I mean, both of us showing up and being willing to grow and willing to hear each other.
Right.
It was hard.
Okay. Let's bring people into the early fight. Because it's not fights. I mean, it's not fights
from it.
because it was the same fight over and over.
Well, I would feel missed. I would feel invisible. I would feel like you weren't listening. You didn't see me. I would bring it up oftentimes at night because that's what, when we had time, we weren't working or we had space to do that. And then you would just roll over and go to sleep. You little punk.
Yeah. Well, what happened is that you shared a need that somehow I had failed.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I received it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I immediately internalized what just happened as I'm a failure. I may never be that guy.
Yeah.
That husband that you're hoping for. And I didn't have the ability to see your need and see your hurt and have empathy towards you. I just went inward and I would rather say no thing than say the wrong thing. So I turned over and went to sleep because for me,
which just built up for me.
Sure. The next morning it would be great. I would start fresh.
Oh my
but
gosh.
Not
you
you.
Little punk. You come so far.
Thank you.
So many people are going to listen to this and send it to their husbands and be like, this is you, babe.
Okay. So, but there was one point though it got to when you said to me one morning after one of those fights at night.
You remember better than me.
You said, I just want you to know that I would never divorce you. But last night I wanted to grab the kids and leave. And to me, that was the shot over the bow for me to recognize I did not have the tools or the capacity because this was a pattern that happened over and over and over. And I wasn't getting any better.
Yeah. And then not long after that, I saw a counselor. I actually talked about this season, that I saw a counselor that said, if you don't get help, and I didn't know how bad it was. But she said, if you don't get help, your marriage isn't going to make it. You aren't going to make it. And that was a red alarm.
Yeah.
I came back home and told you that, and you went kind of inward, but then you came back after. I said, I'm going to start seeing a counselor, and I want you to go with me.
Mm-hmm.
And you came back in a few days later. You didn't say it right away, but a few days later, you're like, I'll go with you.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if that was hard. I'm sure that was hard for
yeah.
you.
So I fell in love with this passionate, emotional, up and down roller coaster of a girl. And that's who I fell in love with. But when we got married, I tried to make you into my image of consistency and keeping your poise. Emotions are dangerous at best, maybe evil, maybe immature.
Mm.
And
You've come so far.
that's
baby.
how
He's
I
more
do that.
emotional than me now. That's what's crazy.
That is true.
It is true.
Yeah.
You cry way more than me.
You
You're
call-
way more tender.
You call me your new husband.
You are. You're a
Since
totally
that-
different man.
About
I
year
don't really
5.
even like remembering all of that. But you were humble enough to grow and to be taught and to think, maybe I don't know everything. And I mean,
I was also surrounded by 2 godly men
yeah.
who had gone to marriage counseling themselves. And so it felt like, and they were guys that I worked for at a church, and they, it's like that gave me permission. Their examples. So thank
Well,
you,
I
Dave Den
hope-
Hartog
you know,
and
one
Dean
thing I
Elliott.
hear all the time from people, I heard it this week, is your husband and his podcast and being honest about his mental health struggles has helped people. It's almost like you've just been an example, even from a distance, of that same thing, like where they were an example to you. You've been that for you've given people permission to struggle and permission to get help, because that would be a whole nother season you would walk through later with mental health.
Right.
Which we're not going to go into today, because that we've already done that and it's available for people. But I do think when I look at, I think when people look at us, they do wonder a little bit about you and what you do. And maybe you could just answer some like pressing questions of
Fire.
how we do our lives today. Like,
Because
people think you don't, like, you work for the ministry or something. I don't know where that came from or why we get that question all the time. Y'all, he does not. We would kill each other. That would never happen. We work together in that he's a consultant for me. Like, he shows up at things. He'll be at the board meeting later today, but there's no like, yeah.
well, we're 2 visionary directional leaders married to each other.
I know.
And so we got counsel, I don't know, about 6 or 7 years into marriage, that you guys are going to always have your own scripts to direct. You're going to be directors of your own scripts. And when healthy, you're going to be good consultants for each other. And that was a great category because
that did set a great category for us. And that's kind of what we've been for each other, because we both do create things. We're both entrepreneurs.
Yep.
We both launch projects. We try to take turns.
Yes. Wisdom with young kids is that 2 starters can't be in starter mode at the same time, because it's so taxing to launch something, to go from 0 to 1. And you can't have a healthy marriage and family if you're both trying to do that at the same time. So you
right now have a few jobs, because he's an entrepreneur. So he's working on several projects at the same time. But yeah, I'm your little fish. Everything I'm doing is you serve everything I'm doing, but that's not your main thing.
That's correct.
Yeah. What do you do?
What do I do? Well, I find myself starting companies, nonprofits, helping alongside of you, of course. But today, I'm starting a manufacturing company, a beverage manufacturing company. Have a great team for that. I have a little CPG product, a little, let's call it Gatorade popsicle brand that
hasn't launched yet.
Everybody's
going to go look for it.
It's amazing, but it is to come.
Yeah.
Because we have to
called Sport Ice.
Because we have to get the perfect package in order to launch it.
Which is what the manufacturing is going to help with. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a couple of the things. We'll start there.
People, I just think it's cute when people are like, does your husband work for you? And I was like, no, never. That never would work. Good for all the people that does work for, though. One of the things on the notes, I haven't even looked at the notes, but one of the things on the notes was, what advice would we give for dating? Because, actually, our kids ask us this a lot because they're choosing spouses, they're dating, they're in that stage of life. They really want to know what we think. And it's just so different today than it was. But what would you say to that?
The best picture I heard Tom Nelson describe of what do you do? How do you look for a spouse? And his statement was, the first thing you do is you run as hard as you can for Jesus. And you're single and you're running as hard as you can. And he said, as you're running, occasionally just kind of look over to the right and the left. And if you see someone else, a girl, that is running just as hard as you are, and you say, interesting. And then, as simplistic as it is, wave her over.
It's so cheesy.
And you guys start running
Which
together.
Is exactly what happened.
But it's
us.
exactly,
yeah.
We were on mission. Like, we knew what God had, why God had made us, why we were on the planet. We knew we were in college. We knew we wanted to serve God with our lives in whatever capacity. Mm-hmm. And we were running. And then we met each other.
Yeah.
And you asked me out on a date.
I didn't ask you on a date. I asked him to go skiing with a bunch of our friends that were mutual. It made sense for you to go with us. It wasn't a date. But it gave you, little freshman, confidence that you could ask out the sophomore Razorback cheerleader.
Oh.
You had to be a little intimidated.
No.
I was a college girl. You were in high school.
Are you kidding me?
I know. That's why I liked you, because you were so confident.
I was the quarterback.
Oh my gosh.
So
I did like you because you were so confident and nothing fazed you. When I broke up with you, which we broke up once. Yeah.
So we dated for 6 months, and
it just
we
got a little serious for me.
Yeah.
And I just didn't feel like it was it. So I broke up. And then we weren't going to ever see each other again because we lived so far apart.
Right.
And so I said goodbye to you and thought, I'd never see you again.
And that was part of our commitment.
You were so okay. You were like, okay. And you drove off. And I was like, oh, okay. No tears. What's going on? And then you never reached out. You never did anything, which also was super attractive. Like, you didn't need me. And then I started going out with all these guys that were like youth pastor types. And I was like, nope. And then I just missed you. I kept comparing them all to you. So I think I reached out to you. I reached back out.
During that time, I didn't date anyone.
Oh, I dated a bunch.
Our rule was, if we ever talked again, the only thing that we could talk about was what God was doing in our lives. We couldn't talk about our relationship.
So serious. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we told each other that Christmas that we loved each other.
Yeah. We were naming kids.
Yeah.
It was a little intense.
It was intense. It was great. And then we got overwhelmed of going, whoa, what are we doing? And you broke up with me.
I did. Thanks for knowing it. Sometimes you confuse the details.
But when we started talking again, I guess about 3 months later, it was downhill.
I know. Then we knew.
And we were engaged by...
And we were so far apart, so we just wanted to be together. So then we got married in college, y'all.
Yeah.
And then our daughter came to us not so long ago and wanted to get married in college. Brought a slideshow.
Yeah, she had a pitch deck to show why they should get married now
and
rather
than wait.
The last
slide was, it said, because you and Dad worked out just fine. And it's true.
But we had amazing community around us that
none of them were saying.
No, there were nobody was weird. Raising any flags.
Probably, but
they probably should have, but they didn't. And our families blessed it, and they were for it, and they saw God's hand all over it. And so we were just babies, though.
Yeah. So your dating advice, that was it?
Run hard for Jesus.
What do you think
You're
about
not gonna
our son?
miss.
Our son is 25 and hasn't met his girl yet.
And what is
think?
what is he doing? He is running
I know,
hard
I'm
for
proud of him.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He's living life with great community,
Yeah.
serving the church, working really hard at his job,
Mm-hmm.
and is content.
Yeah. That's good. That's good perspective. That's true. And all the 20-something girls are like, hey,
Mhm.
looking him up on Instagram right now. It's Connor Allen, Connor with an E. You're all going to message him. Okay. Well,
What advice to give during engagement? Like,
mm,
what changes after you put a ring
mm-hmm,
on a finger? How do you do engagement well?
mm-hmm. Do it short.
Yes.
Don't mess around.
Yes.
Do marriage counseling for sure. That helped us. It didn't do everything for us. We needed more. And I would also say have a couple ready in the wings after you get married that first year, or have a counselor just so that you're kind of staying ahead of things that you want to talk about and work on.
Yeah. So maybe you're part of a church that has a program once you get married.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't, just look for a great marriage.
Yeah.
And just say, can we spend time around you?
Yeah.
Can we learn from you? Can we sit with you? Can we come babysit your kids just to be around people that you respect, even if it's from a distance? You go, they've got something that I want.
Mm-hmm.
And people have done that with us. We've had lots of girls come over and babysit our kids.
Yeah. We have been through a lot together in our marriage. We've grown up a lot together.
Mm-hmm. And
I just, like I wrote this morning on that post, like I just am so glad we didn't quit when it was hard, because you're my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy you more than any other person on the planet.
You get tired of other people, but you don't get tired of me.
That's what you say about me.
Oh, you get tired of me though.
There's a few people I don't get tired of besides you, but not many. And I still would pick time with you above anyone. And that just, I think what you grew in for that to be true for me is just you became really safe, and you became my advocate and my support rather than my enemy. And for a while it felt like we had become against each other. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest thing I feel today is just nobody's more for me than you are.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful.
Yeah. Well, and I knew who I married, even from the journal and from our time getting stuck in Branson traffic, but I had no idea what God's plans were, of how he would use you. Mm-hmm. And you have to go out in the world and lead and be on stage and be really tough. Mm-hmm. It is my joy for you to come off stage, to come home from traveling and just to melt and to be in my arms. I love taking care of you.
You do. You do it all the time. Love you.
Love you too.